Okay, so I was in preview mode at the moment. I did not realize. Um, I don't know if you got to get the beginnings of the live stream. I was in preview mode. So, but now it's ready to rock, right? Um, all right. So what I talked about was, I'm a trader. I made money trading, but I made most of my money comes from manifestation, believing that something big is going to happen to me, and being disciplined. Now, there's people that are manifest like I do, but they're not as disciplined, and there's people that aren't as disciplined that manifest, and it's a little bit of both that come together. You know what I'm saying? That's where kind of this strategy completes. So I started listening to Jim Rohn. I started changing my life, and that's when I really started to understand how to amass wealth. Right? That's where wealth started coming into my life in a major way. And once that metamorphosis took place, I realized that it was my mind that was creating the lack of abundance in my life. It was my mind that was creating the lack of abundance. How many people we have here on the live? It said we had 20. All right, we got 21 concurrent. I should be live now. I don't know if you can watch the beginnings, right? But we'll see, right? So I manifested. And someone said, you're flying to Florida next week. I will be gone from Florida by this Saturday, and I won't be back for a couple months. So I will be leaving the state of Florida. I was sad, but I'll be back. I'll be back. So I listened to these people. I watched Think and Grow Rich. I started to change my brain just like a guy changes his body at the gym. I started thinking that if I changed my mind, I could change the way I think about myself. I could change my predicament. And at first I didn't believe it, because I was in such a negative place that you don't believe your mind can change your location or what you're doing. You get so into your head and so full of negativity that you don't think you can change. And this is where you get stuck. Next thing you know, you don't think your mind can actually change the position. And then every time you use your mind, you feel like you mess it up. I got in my head a lot. It was a tough place to be. And so, yeah. With that occurring, I started realizing, man, I'm giving up on myself. I'm the reason why I can't be where I want to be. And once that happened, it changed my life forever. Am I live right now? All of a sudden, like the second I went live, the comments stopped coming in. Mr. Price, what's up? Shout out to everyone here. So I want to reiterate the fact I got rich by manifesting, by telling myself big things were coming, by playing videos every night that said money is coming to me freely in multiple ways. I wrote down how much I was going to make my first year in business. I wrote 300 grand. I made 280. I put it under my pillow. I manifested that 300,000. You know what I mean? I think it came in 300 other ways, but like it hit about 300 grand, 280 on paper on one income source. And then that was like 4 or 5 years, 5.5 years ago, I made 280 grand for the first year of my life. And I'd been making 100 grand for years before that, for like 4 to 5 years. And it was the first time I made money my way, through my own business, through the internet, right? I learned that I had a really good way of teaching. I learned I had a really good process, and I sold it to people, and people liked it. And it grew and grew and grew and grew. And as the market grew, it got better and better and better. And I've been on a run like no other for the last 5 years, Then I motioned into real estate. My first Airbnb ever that I ever had. Someone helped me. They co-hosted it with me. We got 4.5 stars. I have only had like 6 or 7 ratings, but I get great ratings. It's bringing in money. It's paying for itself. My first Airbnb was a success. It just seemed like everything I put into motion couldn't stop. And why? I'm always using my brain to attract wealth. When I go to sleep at night, I'm telling us, and whenever I have fear or faith, my faith is questioned, or whether I don't strongly believe in God's abundance, which happens because I'm human, I go back to brainwash and I replay all this stuff in my mind. And what do I replay in my mind? I replay the fact that my mind creates my reality, and I cannot let negative thoughts inside, because once I let negative thoughts in, I'm going to start living a negative life. 100%. Like, it's just the facts, right? So you're in control of what's happening to you all the time. The second you don't believe that, then you've lost control. This is so important because it means you're on this tightrope every day of what you believe. And, you know, it's tough. I can go through a week where I don't make as much trading as I've made maybe the past 3 weeks. Things don't go perfect for me. If I get discouraged in that week and start thinking negative thoughts and scarce thoughts, my life will go into scarcity. I could take everything I've created right now and turn it into zero through my thought process. I could think it's not worth it. I could design a negative future, and I could live in that reality. You see what I'm saying? And then that will create a negative experience. My thought process has so much to do with where I am. The second I let it slip, I'm starting to go both ways. It's a car. Your brain is a car. It's bringing you to or away from a frequency at every moment in your life. What you eat, it's either making you fat or it's telling you, like, I'm going to fast today. I fasted yesterday. I will be fasting. I haven't eaten anything today. It's 12:56. I only had black coffee. I didn't break my fast with any sugars or anything like that, right? So, and I'm going to do that. I'm not going to eat it till probably 6 o'clock tonight, right? And the last thing I ate last night was about 8:30 or something like that. So yeah, and again, what does that do? It puts my body in a ketonic state. It helps me go through some of my cells that are, need to be kind of destroyed, older cells that need to be taken out. And I help recreate myself. You look younger. You have more vibrance. I tend to fast 5 to 8 days a month. All right. Once I realized the power of fasting, it helped me control my thoughts. When you're in control of sugar, making you eat everything all the time, you're going to go after whatever makes you want to, you're into stimulation. Eating a lot of sugar will make you a worse trader because you're going to give into the stimulation trading gives you. Fasting will make you a better trader because you're not going to give in to the stimulation food gives you. Therefore, it's easier for you to fight FOMO when you're trading. All right. These are all really important concepts that matter to me. And so the way I live is the way I manifest. I'm going to fast till tomorrow. Smart move, man. Yeah. So it's so important we manifest our reality and chasing. When you're chasing, you're telling the universe that you can attract things to you. What's wrong, baby? Why, baby? Why? What's wrong? She just got up from it. Oh, that's fine. It's all right. Oh, come on, sweetie. I feel so bad, man. But the idea is, you are in control of your life. The second you let go of that control, you're losing. Remember that. Like, this is more important than trading. This is more important than anything. I mean, the discipline, yes, but like you got to get the discipline. Usually the discipline follows this thought process. Once you have a solid thought process like this, the discipline follows. The problem is too many people are chasing charts. Too many people are chasing ideas. You got to chase discipline and you got to chase manifestation. When you go to bed tonight, play a video by Neville Goddard, how to manifest, how to attract wealth into your life. Believe that you are the process of wealth. Believe that you can create wealth. The richest people are creating wealth from thin air. They're creating ideas and concepts that are paying them, right? Look at all the most famously rich people. And again, and I'm not saying they're my favorite people to look up to. Like, there's some weird stuff between Walt Disney, but if you look up Walt Disney, I mean, he manifested his creations. Like, he started drawing and then he sold the drawings, sold the ideas, created cartoons, created it. And then next thing you know, you have this theme park and everything goes, and it's like, and look at the the billions that come from that, right? What an industry. So, and he manifested that all from his mind. He started drawing a mouse one day, and you see what I mean? And that's why I say the secret to success is getting started. There would be no Walt Disney if no one put pen to paper and began to draw a mouse. So and again, he created something that didn't exist. There was no Mickey Mouse before. Now everybody knows Mickey Mouse. It's like, it's kind of weird in a way when you think about it. It's like you have to know this. Like, it's almost like a brainwash pass. You have to go through this wall, right? So yeah, every single day you're in control of your reality through how you think about yourself and your reality. That's why it's so important you don't let governments brainwash you, tell you that you're weak. I have to be honest, there's two parties in here. Both parties are manipulative in some ways, but one party I was a part of for a long time, and I won't even mention it, they're all about making you feel like you aren't good enough, like someone else is taken from you, like you got, the rich are doing this to you. You're poor because the rich don't love you, the rich don't care. And it's, again, they had me hating rich people. when I was in this party. And again, all I had to do was realize I was in control of my reality. Like, that's what I should have been getting taught. Not that I was being pushed and pulled by everyone else in my life. I was in control. You know, I was giving away control. There's people that teach the masses to give away their control. I mean, that's great for them. Once they get you to give away your control, they control you. And they use you for their bidding now. Now you vote for what they need, right? You go, because out of fear, you're going to vote for what they want. They're going to put you in a state of scarcity to get what they want out of you. All right? Yeah. So here's the deal, folks. Have you started manifesting? It's a whole nother part of your life. Have you started working on the manifestation part of your mind? Are you attracting wealth or are you chasing it? You want a beautiful girl in your life. You're a single man. You're 25 to 30. You want to get your life started. Go to the gym. Get yourself situated. Work out, right? Get yourself together. Get your finances in order. Focus and discipline. The right woman will notice you. The right woman will come into your life. I am positive it's going to happen at the right time and at the right place too. She's going to see it. You're going to be at the right place. You're going to be at a summit. You're going to be at a business venture. You're going to be somewhere where people are attracted to people that get it done. Once you're a go-getter, you're going to go to go-getter type of events. You're going to be attracted to places where people are attracted to wealth. Again, there will be some shady people there. There will always be, wealth will bring that jealous, weird. There's always going to be that, but it's okay. Because there's going to be people that get it through other ways, but eventually they will be filtered out through the manifestation process. The point is to stay true to what you're doing and to focus. I can get discouraged every day of what's happening in my life, and I could go backwards or forwards, right? I've made so much money in my life that this year I haven't made as much. The last 2 months I haven't made as much as I used to make a month. I'm being honest. It's just been harder to trade. The opportunity hasn't been there as much. Bitcoin has been choppy. It's just been tougher. Do I get down and depressed? Or do I just say, you know what, I'm in for the long haul. I'm on an uptrend. This is just a little pullback in my bigger uptrend. And every pullback I've ever had has created a beautiful life and has helped me manifest and go forward. So I'm just going to take this as a manifestation key. You see what I mean? And I'm going to believe that anything is possible, and I'm going to go from there. So that's all I can do. And you're stuck to really either you believe you manifest and you're in control, or you believe you're part of someone else's plan. It's a vicious brainwash cycle to be in. Either they got you or you got them. And so you got to believe that you're the one that's in control. If you don't believe you're in control, I got to be honest, then they're in control of your life. And who's they? Anyone that actually can manipulate you through subconscious mind, through tells, colors, advertising, all sorts of different things can come your way that'll expose your subconscious, and then they can use that to their advantage. Your subconscious mind is also hijacked. They're using it every single day because you're not using it. When you don't use your subconscious mind, it's being sent directional ideas every single moment. Your energetic, you have an energy structure, you have your skeletal structure, right? Where your energy is going has everything to do with where you're going in life. If you let all these outside forces control you, you will have no way to control your destiny. It will not be yours. It'll be somebody else's. All right? Coca-Cola. They need millions of people to buy Coca-Cola to be successful, right? We all know it's not healthy. If anyone just had one Coke a month and the world barely drank it, they wouldn't have big revenues. But people go every day and suck down those big gulps down at McDonald's. They have contracts with all these big companies. You can't go to a wedding, a funeral. You can't go anywhere without seeing Coca-Cola, right? And even right now, I'm promoting it without even, indirectly. The point is, we all know it's not good for us. We all know it's basically rat poison. We know it's unfiltered water. We know it's full of sugar. We know it's horrible. Why does it still exist, right? Because they've manifested their reality onto you, and people have decided that they can't live without a Coca-Cola. So now people are manifesting reality that Coca-Cola has to exist in their life, and bang, this company starts to grow. So because they manifest a reality on your subconscious, you live in a way, and bang. Exactly. I only drink Spindrift, baby. Spindrift all day long, man. Just water with some, and some of them have citric acid. I even find that can be bad because it's kind of a bad bacteria that could be used to create citric acid, I learned it's basically a mold. But anyway, that's another story. So but that's a perfect example of how one company pushed its subconscious reality on everybody else to create millions, right? If everyone understood their own biological makeup and knew that soda had no place in it, and we all re-correlated our subconscious brains, the Coca-Cola would not be as big as it is today. So that's a perfect example of how we've been manipulated to believe another person's reality to form, so they can formulate their business plan, their ideas. And this is happening politically every day, all around the world in many ways. Okay? Yeah. Mass-produced food and beverages are disgusting, 100%. You got to make it from your house. You got to make it from within. You got to draw it out, right? That's just how it has to be. I mean, and we're in a world where that must be the case. All right. There was a scene in Lilo and Stitch where the alien said vacation is where humans go to burn their skin and drink celebratory poison. Yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah. Now, being in the sun isn't bad for you. They make you think that's horrible too. It's when you be in the sun. It's how long you're in the sun. It's the exposure. Okay? And please subscribe to the channel, right? Yeah, and drink from copper cups, 100%. There's a reason why they used copper cups back in the day. Careful cooking the steaks. The fireballs can get you. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, when I got that fireball in the brain? Yeah. Yeah, you remember you saw that day when I almost burned myself to pieces, to ashes? Yeah. You just had me Googling fireballs and steak like I knew it was something. Yeah, you can't injure. I mean, I got lucky, man. I got lucky for sure. Guys, go check out Drinking from Copper Cups, right? I agree, yeah. Only water and copper, no sugar. Amen. A little bit of electrolyzed salt too, some salt in there. Get the electrolytes. Is important. So I just want to let you know my wealth started coming to me when I started listening to Neville Goddard every night. Like literally, I'm talking 30 nights straight, man. I started waking up every morning believing something big was happening to me. No matter, and I have to be honest, I wake up some days not feeling amazing. My first 2 minutes, I don't always wake up like, yeah. Like yesterday, I admitted on the stream that I wished I was at the beach yesterday. Just, you wake up some days, you don't want to stare at the charts. You don't want to click buttons. You don't want to fight through market manipulation. You just want to live and have a day, But I go 7 days a week, man, and it is what it is. So my foot is so much better. Thank you for asking. I did have an MRI. The doctor said I did tear my Achilles again. Yeah, but I tore it in a higher place. So I did a tear, and he said he wants me back in the boot for about 2 to 4 weeks. So, and I have to stop PT right now. So running for me is now, I was supposed to start running. He said I could start doing anything I wanted in July. I could start running. I could start playing basketball. And for whatever, it's God's will that now I can't start that probably till September. I'm probably going to take a very slow summer on my leg, So. And again, I'm so into the charts, I don't really get to expose other parts of who I am and what I do and really what makes me tick. I become this one-channeled guy on the charts only, but there's so much to me. And there's so many ways in which I use this universal energy that we've been given to attract wealth into my life. Very important you stay away from negative energy. The second I feel someone's energy isn't right, I'm away from them immediately. Like it just doesn't click. I'm not hanging out. You know what I mean? I got to hear the words gratitude. I got to feel that they're grateful. When they're negative, when they don't think it's enough, when they have a lot of lack, they're pulling me down. I have to be honest. I like to help everyone else, but I'm done being around negative people or people that are just, some people aren't even negative. They're just lame. Like they're lame to themselves. Like they're not going to help themselves change. You know what I mean? They're only going to kind of stay inside this smaller parameter. And I can't be around that. Those type of people you'll go out, you'll bend over backwards for them. They'll complain. You'll do something amazing for them. They'll say it's not worth it. And that can upset you when you're in a state of gratitude. So it's good to stay away from that energy, right? I feel like a lot of people believe they are poor because in this day and age, everyone's confidence level seems so low and everyone wants to compare. I've never seen the average person more, their self-esteem is so low. I'll be honest, because I was a soccer coach, and like my dad created a man with good self-esteem. I went through a lot of stuff, but he told me, you're worth it. You're amazing. Step up to the plate, make it happen, go for it. So I believe that. And as a soccer coach, even softball coach, I was a coach for 2 different teams. The kids they had no confidence in themselves. And then their dad would come pick them up, and their dad was like, couldn't stand up straight and was walking all like, and I was like, the dad's physical appearance is lack of confidence. Like he comes with his hands in his pockets. He's, it's like, you should exude physical confidence around your children. Like this is important, So I know it. And again, I did my own, and I didn't really talk to about anyone. I said, man, a lot of these kids don't have the confidence I had as a kid for sure. They don't want to step up and pitch. They're afraid of hitting it on the. They're afraid of so many things, and that's just it's sad, man. You can, you will, you are engraved in my brain. Yep, you can, you will, you are the best. Yes. 10 minutes a day working out can set you apart so much. Yeah, just 10 minutes a day, even that. 100%. Hey, Sam, do you consider getting any other supercar? A Ferrari, a Maserati? I look at Ferrari sometimes. I'm just not really I'm into building billion-dollar businesses. So the next time I get $1 million, I'm putting it into a real estate development project, and maybe maybe 5 years from now, when I sell one of my bigger projects for $100 million, maybe I'll buy a Ferrari for $1 million. But to me, that Lambo was just to keep money out of altcoins at a certain time. To be honest, like I don't think people realized. I chose the Lamborghini because it was close to me. It was blue, and I drove by it every other day. I was not into sports cars. I've never been into them. I've never even had a friend with them. I don't drive them. I don't dream about them. I've never sat there and said, oh, I can't wait to buy a Lambo. I never cared about a Lamborghini, folks. It was just another place to put some fiat. It's been fun to drive around Florida with it. People love it. The blue, people wave at me. They say, nice car. I get so many cool interactions, and people take pictures with it. And it's super fun to have. It's funner than I ever thought. I didn't know about cars, so I didn't even know a car would be as fun as the Lambo is. But, I'm also really not into flashing material things. It doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? Because I know the cycle of life, and I've thought through it all. So let's go through the cycle. I drive a nice car. Someone sees it. They're envious of me. They want it. Like, what is it? You know what I mean? I like that the lifers say, heck yeah, Sammy, go for it. I like that people are like, wow, he changed his life. I like to inspire people through the car. That's the only thing. A lot of people got hated on me, even people that loved me and were following me for years, and they were in my trading group and said, oh, you bought that Lambo, you're not the same guy anymore. It's like their mentality is so small. When I grew and changed as a person, they weren't allowing me to change in their mind. And in their mind, I had to stay the same. And nobody stays the same if you're a progressive person and you're changing your life. Like, nobody stays the same. So get a big boat charter for cash flow, then ride it when you want with your family. That's the thing. Same idea. Yeah. Have all the nice things in life, but nothing fills me up more than seeing my daughter smile. 100%. It's nice to open the garage and see it in there. It gives me a smile. Late at night, I'll open the door. I see the Lambo, and it says something to me. It says, man, you got a car that 99% of the world will never own. That's a fact, right? Only 1% of the world is going to own one of those cars. Like, so, yeah. Cars have a soul. Love the Lambo, right? Yeah. Everyone who has stuck around knows that you have made so many people money that you deserve a second Lambo anyways. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so again, it helps me manifest. I see that and I say, what else can I manifest in this life? You know? Incredible stuff. No, it is. And I appreciate everybody listening here on the stream. Very important. Very important. And also, I like that you say, I was 42 years old. I said, man, and life was going by fast. I saw my daughter was about to turn 11 or she had just turned 11. I said, man, I'll be 50 really fast. And I was like, and then 50 to 60, it's fun to drive a Lambo. I was like, but like, I never even got to experience a lot of this stuff in my younger years. You know what I mean? Also, have the money in an account is just a number. The Lambo is a way to experience it. 100%. Yeah. Hey, Sam, great stream. Love it. Thank you, Ulrich. Ulrich, I love you, man. Ulrich's an amazing guy. He's working with me with my PT, my physical therapy. But yeah, so the sheet says no physical therapy, and they want me back in a boot, which is kind of sad. I still haven't put the boot on. I can't seem to get myself to put the boot on, but I guess it is what it is. I got to boot back in. I don't want to boot back in, but it is what it is, right? Hey, you could buy a SpaceX rocket ship. You're still my humble, living in love, light mentor. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I don't change for most people, but I got a lot of weird hate when that Lambo came out, man. What really matters is that if you wanted to, you can reclaim the value in the Lambo. It's not like you smoked or drank the money away. Yep. And here's another thing, everyone, and I really got to reiterate about it. Your mind is sharp. And when you manifest, you need your mind to stay sharp because you want to remember what you were thinking about the day before. As you go to bed at night, you want to fall asleep with the thought. You want to wake up the next morning with the same thought. You want to be connecting your energy from the night as you go to bed to the energy when you wake up. Before, I used to wake up with such a thought, or go to sleep with a thought, but I wouldn't remember that thought for weeks. Now, when I go to sleep, I intentionally dream for love and for prosperity. I wake up with that same energy, and I keep going, right? And so, what I wanted to get into, I had a thought right now. The Lambo, going to sleep at night, manifestation. Carrying over your energy from one day into the next is so important. I used to have good energy for 3 days, for a week straight, and everything was going well. And then I go back to my ruts where I just kind of sit there and, and again, that's another thing about investing in real estate, Lamborghinis, anything. The money stays there, right? If you had the boot on during Vegas, would it have helped? Yes, for sure. I wouldn't have gotten hurt. Yeah. Those cars are fun to drive, but they stink to work on, 100%. Yeah. Sam, what do you recommend to disrupt and stop repeating bad habits? What do you recommend to disrupt and stop? Certain things I may not want to mention here because I don't want to be judged by it. But, changing the mind thought process, you know what I mean? Number one, search, going on life searching, sitting in nature, really bending the brain. If you know what I mean, without knowing what, you know what I mean? That helped me huge in a really big way. I really think that they had a lot of things to do with my changing of my mindset. So to me, it's working out, working out at the same time every morning too. You work out at the same time, you stop eating bad foods, you start eating better, you don't crave sugar the same. It really, you fast more. And please subscribe to the new channel, hit the like button, yep. But now that you've driven the Lambo, you can understand the hearing, feeling, driving experience besides just getting places. Sports car guys have been doing that. Yeah, when I drive the car, I have a fun time. I feel the way the engine feels. It's fun to hit a rotary. It's an experience when I'm taking that car somewhere. I'm not just driving. I am whipping that thing, and it feels amazing. It is. It is nothing to do with, look at me and all that and the richness. That's secondary. The experience is unreal. It's an unreal experience. It's an unreal driving experience. Nothing else is, I don't think comes close to the look, the feel, and the vibe of Lambo. And either you're, some people are Ferrari people, they're Lambo people. I get it. But I'm definitely kind of more of a Lambo guy. Maybe I'll change over to Ferrari one day when I'm more refined in my 50s. But right now I'm a young buck in my 40s and I'm still into the Lambo. You know what I mean? Funny. I love close to the water. I love looking out at a lake or an ocean. Me too, man. Water has helped me too. I have a jacuzzi, then I have a pool, then I have a water view outside the pool. And when I'm in that jacuzzi, it's I'm in the jacuzzi looking out over the pool. I'm looking over the water, and it's water, 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 water. And I reiterate to myself, it's water, man. It's water everywhere. Yeah, that's, to me, I don't know. I like that idea. The more water I'm around, the healthier I feel, the better I feel. I like being near water. Yeah. Exactly. Hearing the big turbo spool up like a jet engine. Oh, yeah. Even the cold start gets me going every time. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's crazy. That's a hardcore cold start right there. You know what I mean? The ingenuity and the movement. But anyway, I really want to talk about going to bed every night, listening to Neville Goddard. That's the first step for you guys. Okay? And finding, meditate. I'm going to get off this live stream now. I'm going to go meditate for a half an hour to an hour outside. Leave the charts alone. Right? Yeah. Enjoy it. Bitcoin looking good. Yeah, Bitcoin's looking better now inside the 1 hour flag. Seems like it's kind of gotten itself together a little bit here on the 15. It double bottomed in the 15 minute. Again, I don't want to talk about technical analysis. It's my entire life. It's everything I do all the time. I never did that. Yeah. I love being in the forest and the mountains. Yeah. So everyone, I just want to reiterate today to manifest. Like spend a lot of time creating your reality, thinking of your mind. Your mind really does create your reality. All right. You're completely in control all the time. The second you're not, you're not. So you're completely in control all the time. The second you're not, you're not. Okay. Sam, have you heard or listened to Brian Scott? Never in my life. No. Yeah. Trying to contain myself, not mentioning, you're funny. The real Don D. Any projects planned on your summer place? No, nothing crazy. We put in the jacuzzi last year. We put a brand new hot water heater. Looks like we're going to have to spend some money on maybe a new filter for the pool. Listen to the pool guy. I got a pool guy. He takes care of the pool, right? This year he says he just tells me I'm going to have to redo. My filter was fine. He doesn't say anything's wrong with it, but just says, oh, new filter, new motor. And I see they go for 18 to $2,000 and he's charging me double the price. And then he says, oh, if you buy it somewhere else, I don't warranty it. And so he wants me to overpay for everything he's going to install. That's how you lose customers real fast, And I just want you guys to understand, like, if you want a rich customer, high net worth, someone worth 5 to 10 mil, 40 mil, and you want to do their pools, we're savvy people that run businesses, and we know numbers. And the second you start, see, a guy that runs a pool business, he probably makes, I don't know, maybe he makes $1 million a year. I don't know, probably not. So his mentality is a little smaller than mine, right? And so he thinks he can get over on someone that knows more than him. You know what I mean? That's offensive to someone who runs a business. It's like we're not giving. He's not getting the money now. Like he gouged, and now all he had to do is give me the actual price of the item. If it's $1,800, you could charge $1,850, maybe $19, but you can't upsell me double the price. When I can go on Grok, like you send me the invoice, I go on Grok and I type in the name of the product and I see that it goes on multiple websites for half the price. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, he's giving me the exact names of the parts. I'm looking them up, right? I've been spending every morning in the wood when you guys have trails near us, man? I'd love to find more trails. I can't find any good trails near here. Like, that's the one problem I didn't like about Florida. Like, hiking trails aren't the same. In Boston, we have like 1,000. There's always somewhere to go. You know what I mean? No, my wife was like, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Maybe 20% markup max. I don't even know. I'm not a fan of that. Like, as a business owner, you should be making money off of, like, say I own a pool and something breaks in my pool and you're going to install it and replace it. I really don't think you should be marking 20% up on the price of the item. Like, it's like you should be able to get it in bulk from your supplier, and I shouldn't even know. And the retail price that I'm getting that I see everywhere should be your 20% markup already. You shouldn't be adding more money to the retail price. Does he replace the part for free if it breaks? 100%? No. Florida trails probably have gators. Some of them might. It depends. People are when you move to Florida and you don't know, you're so much more afraid of gators. Once you live here, it's not as bad. They're everywhere, but it's not as bad. I could imagine a markup to the price to price the warranty, but it needs to come with guarantee to get replaced 100 times over for free. No, none of that. And he's so unorganized too that it's just like, man. Anyway, so, and that's for you small business owners. If you're out there going after big fish, be very careful, man. We're very critical of your invoices. Don't just be marking things up however you want because people got money, man. It's a great way to ruin your business and lose more and more people than you had the year before, I love Boston. Do you have a boat there? I don't have a boat in Boston, no, in Cape Cod, Yeah. We have great rails. The Legacy Trail is amazing. Yeah, the Legacy Trail is amazing. I like Legacy Trail. It's really long. It's near me, but it's just a long bike ride, and it's kind of paved. I want these windy, we have the mountains. It's just different. And you've been up there, man. Yeah, these people are thinking that I'm just going to swipe and not care about the bill. 100%. I don't care how rich I get, man. I think I got rich by being detailed. And so because I believe I got rich by being detailed, I'm not going to stop being detailed just because I got money. And I'm still going to watch and pay attention. So, yeah. Anyway, I love you all. I just wanted to talk about manifestation today and how it's so important to your trading, to anything, to your business, to your life with your wife, to your relationships, to your kids, to everything you accomplish in your entire life. Your mind is in control. Don't let anything take away that ability. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow.